In today's lesson, what you will be talking about with Miss Irving is the distribution of data. Now, in our first lesson, we did this real quickly when we looked at our dot plot. All right, but now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the difference between symmetrical data and skewed data. So when you look at this first histogram, which is on the left, okay, it is symmetrical, which means it's equal on both sides. When you have data that is symmetrical, what's great about this is that the mean and the median should be approximately the same number. That's really important to understand. Okay, if we look at this dot plot to the right, again, it is symmetrical. So what's great about symmetrical distribution is that your mean should be approximately equivalent to the median. The other type of distribution that we talk about is skewed. So what this would look like, the one on the left, is skewed with a tail going off to the right. Right. The reason being is most of the data is on the left side, but with a little bit trailing off to the right. Okay. Sometimes we also call that positively skewed. This histogram on the left is skewed with a tail to the left because most of the data is on one side and there's a little bit of tail going to the left. Another one which is not on your paper, okay, would be if everything was exactly the same. Okay, we call that uniform distribution. So you might want to add that on your paper. Please, that would be really helpful. Okay. Let's go back up to the skewed distribution real quick. Now, with symmetrical, the mean and the median are the same. Okay. With skewed, that doesn't happen. Okay. With skewed distribution, the mean is thrown off. This mean right here is thrown off, okay? You would think that the mean could be somewhere around here with most of the data, but what's happening is that these little points that are tailing to the left are pulling the mean more to the left, okay? So in skewed data, the mean is thrown off. So we don't like to use the mean for skewed data. What are some of those values called that are more off to the side of the data? Okay, on the very bottom, it's an outlier. Okay. An outlier is a point that is far away from the other observations. Right? Now, what you need to understand is that an outlier can significantly throw off the measure of tendency or spread. So again, it's really going to throw off that mean, and we don't like that. All right, now you're going to work on a couple other dot plots with Miss Irving. All right, for exercise 1, you're going to work on making a dot plot based on the number of hours sleeping at night. Okay, you're going to calculate the mean and median and mode. You're going to use your calculator that we talked about yesterday. Okay. And then the important question for today's lesson is deciding which measure of central tendency you're going to use that would describe a typical value. Okay. We're not always going to say the mean. Okay. What's going to happen is you're going to look at the distribution of data. If the distribution is symmetrical, the mean is okay to be used. But if the distribution is skewed, you can't use the mean, you have to use the median to describe a typical. We never, ever, ever use the mode. Okay. Mode is something that appears the most. Okay. We don't use the mode when we have numerical data. All right. We only use the mode when we're talking about categorical. All right. So enough for me for today. I know you all miss me a lot. Okay. After exercise 1, you're going to get down a couple more notes. Then you're going to do a class survey talking about the number of pets you have, and we're going to analyze our own data. And I will see you Friday with your homework done and ready to go.